evening with your CIGTV News Update. I'm Donna Bush. Glad you could join us. Today, the first governor of the Cayman Islands, Mr. Athelstan Charles Ethelwood Long, CMG, CBE, MBE, was laid to rest. Former Governor Long passed away earlier this month at the age of 100. Immediately after his passing, flags of the Cayman Islands and United Kingdom were flown at half-mast on all government buildings for the day, and this process was repeated on Monday and Tuesday of this week to mark the period of official mourning. Now, Mr. Long was well known and deeply respected throughout the Cayman community for his humility, authenticity, and commitment to service. He accomplished much during his tenure as the first governor and last administrator of our islands. A distinguished former military officer who spent 3 years as a prisoner of war during World War II, he later became a diplomat. In this capacity, he served as the last administrator of the Cayman Islands from 1968. Shortly before his departure, 3 years later, the title changed to governor. And after Governor Long left the Cayman Islands, he returned 5 years later and remained here ever since because of his love for these islands and its people. While living here, the former governor played an active role in the community, in particular in the Veterans Association. During these years, he also served as an invaluable resource for his successors in the position of governor. His funeral featured a guard of honor, flags at half-mast, and a 21-gun salute by the gravesite. Now, members of the public paid their respects by signing the official Book of Condolence here at the Government Administration Building. Premier the Honorable Alden McLaughlin and His Excellency Governor Martin Roper were some of the first officials to sign the book. The hearse carrying Mr. Long preceded a processional police march and attendees from the church to Eden Cemetery, just steps away from the church. Making other headlines on this Wednesday, government continues to maintain strong fiscal momentum through the second quarter of 2019, with the entire public sector achieving a 65% higher surplus than budgeted. The unaudited quarterly financial report for the 6-month period ended on June the 30th this year. It revealed that the surplus for the EPS stood at $201 million against the budgeted figure of $122 million. EPS comprises core government as well as statutory authorities and government-owned companies. The surplus was generated primarily through higher revenue from levies, duties, fees, and government charges that were recorded at the $499 million, which is $51 million or more than budgeted expectations. Now, commenting on the latest fiscal performance report, Finance and Economic Development Minister, the Honorable Roy McTaggart, says he's pleased to see the continuing positive performance of the entire public sector's finances. Well, if you'd like to know what's on CIG television for this week, you can go online to gis.gov.ky. Be sure to click on the publications icon that's at the bottom of the page. If you happen to have missed today's news update, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for joining us, wishing you a wonderful and, of course, a very safe night, and hoping you'll join me back here again tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye for now.
My first reaction would be to look around and see if it's not a passerby. And if it is, then reach out to them saying, this is yours, I think you dropped it. And if they are honest enough, they'll be like no or yes. If in the event that there's no one around, then I'll just give it to someone in need. It's a little of both, fair and unfair, because I believe that if you were born a certain way, then embrace all of your flaws, make it yours, you're unique in every way. And if you do not feel confident within yourself, because it's self-confidence to begin with, then do the adjustments as you see, but just don't go overboard, because you tend to lose your own identity trying to find something else. It all depends on what type of life they're born into. Your parents have one job, and that's to show you this is life. You take it as you see, and you go along with things as you see fit. Not everyone's life is easier. Some men may have it better than others. Some women may have it better than others. So it all depends on how you take your life at hand. I've never hiked a mountain before, but given Cayman Islands and we're one of the best beaches in the world, I would say walking the beach any day. It's the growth. For me, personally, it's round 3, so it's all or nothing at this point. I would say my height. I am currently 5'2", but I do see my own personality to be something of a green giant. I see myself as 6'7", no one can tell me any different, and if I don't stand out, I make myself want to stand out even more. One of my pet peeves would be loudspeakers. I don't know if I'm getting older or if my hearing has gotten a little bit sensitive, but I think that speaking loudly is very disruptive, and especially being in loud places, it definitely kind of irks me. One living person that inspires me would have to be my grandmother. She has provided so much for my family, and she's been through so much, and I could only try to be half the woman that she is today. What makes me blush would be someone giving me a compliment. I find that just saying I have a beautiful smile would definitely have me red in the face. One of the hardest sacrifices that I've made during this Miss Universe journey would be my public speaking. I believe that I struggle very much in that area, but having Toastmasters, it has helped me so much to prepare me for events like this and interviews like this. I do believe that technology is hurting personal relationships. I believe that if you're not cognizant of what you're posting or how it may affect a partner or someone close to you, it could damage the relationship between you and a person. I would want to be Ariel from The Little Mermaid. I always loved that she had her underwater palace and her fish and her crabs to follow her anywhere that she wanted to go. I believe the Miss Cayman Islands title is very important. I believe that you should cherish and be grateful for the title, and to also make sure that you give back within the community.
Did you know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?